Greetings and bienvenue, Midnight Crew. Thank you for returning to this broadcast. And welcome to new viewers joining us for the first time. If you like a video, then feel free to subscribe.
Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Be in the woods with 6 friends, exploring the 300 acres of my friend's grandparents' property. There is a ravine and a cave system. Friend and I decide to check it out. Friend has an FAL, and I have my PTR. Get maybe 50 yards into the cave and start hearing shit. Like a weird moaning and growling, it's hard to describe. Press on, make it 25 more yards. Hear what sounds like heavy bare feet slapping on stone. We freeze. Something big is coming at us. The light fucking dies. My friend doesn't have one. Can make out a silhouette, a big one. Heart pounding. Start shooting in the direction of it. Friend joins in. Stop shooting to assess the situation. Pained howling and screaming. It starts coming closer at a faster pace. Start scrambling out of the cave, firing and running. Get out of the cave and jump on the quad. Nope, all the way back to camp. We tell everyone else. No one believed us. That night we hear a loud screaming howl. Finally they believe us. Everyone on high alert all night. Sleep in shifts. Friend wakes everyone up. Said he heard something in the trees. Something big. Everyone up the rest of the night. Howling screams throughout the night. Sometimes maybe 20 yards from camp. Next morning, me and the cave friend go up to his grandparents' house at the other end of the property. Tell his FUD grandpa what happened. He doesn't say anything and just hands us a box. It's full of dynamite. He nods and we what the fuck hard. Ask what he wants us to do. Blow it the fuck up, you idiots. Seriously. He nods again. We head back to camp. Tell the friends the plan. No one likes it. But we gotta do it. Head to the cave entrance. Shittily set up dynamite at all 3 of the entrances. Start hearing the moaning and growling. Me and my friend repeat the events of yesterday, trying to get it close to the entrance. Had a friend outside light the fuse 5 minutes after entering the cave. 10-minute fuse time. See it and immediately start shooting and running from it, stopping every 20 yards to shoot back at it. It's howling loud enough to hurt my ears through EarPro. Managed to get out of the cave just in time. Big fucking bang. The cave entrance is collapsed. Get hit in the back of the head with a flying rock and knocked unconscious. Wake up 20 minutes later back at camp. Go to the ER 2 hours away to get checked out. Just a slight concussion. The doctor asks what happened. I fell. Go back to the campsite after I'm discharged. Spend the next few days in peace. Grandpa wouldn't tell us anything about it. He died last year and took it to his grave. My friend's grandmother disappeared 15 years ago in the woods up there. We don't really talk about what happened up there. Didn't even try to speculate on what it was.
Out hunting in the rural deep south. Don't like sitting on a perch and just waiting. Never have. Need to track and actually hunt, not sit on my ass. Still, I got tired and figured I could climb up a tree and have a snack while I literally scope out where I want to go next. Having some jerky when I spot smoke from the hill over, and only I can prevent forest fires. Walk towards it, decide to climb another tree to get a look. Don't want to get too close if it's bad. Use my scope to see. I spot a small fire with about 7 people around it. Okay, that's not suspicious. Wait a second. Do a double take and see they're all wearing black. 3 have robes, but the rest are in just black and white dress clothes. They're hooting and hollering in unison, while one appears to be chanting. They have something in the fire, looks like an animal, and several other things on a plastic table you get for summer parties. They dance some more, come close together a few times while the leaders give speeches. Then they do the blood oath thing, where they cut their palms but end up sucking on each other's hands and rubbing it on their shirts. I wasn't even that scared. I had a few guns on me and was far away where they couldn't see me, so I stayed and watched, mesmerized by the weirdness. They drink something from a jug and keep celebrating until they literally pass out. Blackout drunk. The next day, yes, I spent the night, they wake up, pat each other on the backs, and wave goodbye before walking back into the trails. Go see the campsite. I found the following: several smaller animals on the table, all dead and cut open. What at one point looked like a sheep on the fire, too burned to tell. The empty jug, which smelled like it had a mix of deer piss and whiskey in it. Several empty bags of Milky Ways. An unlabeled CD in a Tiny Tim CD case. I know, it sounds like bullshit, and I'm really hoping this was some edgy teenagers, but I don't know.
Well, be deaf, as in born deaf, can't hear for shit and use sign language to communicate. Be age 13, short, skinny, around 70 pounds, a freshman in high school dorm, state school, long-haired, also hair is straight and slightly curved. Be in the dorm restroom that's optimized for 2 rooms and 4 people. Brushing my teeth at midnight. Bend down to spit. At the edge of my vision, I see somebody swoop by to the door to exit the room. No light play from the door being opened and closed, and no room air pressure change. I utilize sensing air pressure indoors to know if a door is being opened or closed nearby because LOL deaf. What the fuck? Must be an individual trying to sneak up on me because no reason exists to swoop by at that speed and stay in a certain spot without going out of the room nor turning back into the room. I don't have a roommate because I prefer being alone, more space to myself. I do not have a massive desire for human interaction ever. Think, who the fuck is it, scum? Approach. Mindset to ready an elbow strike. No person exists in that spot where the subject is supposed to exist, as seen going by and not going out the door nor coming back into the room. What the fuck? Must be my imagination. Go back to brushing. Now on mouthwash. Bend down to spit mouthwash. Again, a subject swoops by the doorway into that same space. Now DEFCON 2, ready to place a lethal strike. Approach. Nothing. Spooked. Does not believe in God or spooky bullshit. Go back to cleanup. Go to sleep. Next day. Again, brushing time. Again, when I spit, that shit swoops by in the exact same manner, same direction. DEFCON 1. Running to the spot readied for CQC. Nothing. Spooked now. Go back to the sink, but this time I look at that doorway as I bend to trigger the subject. Again it swoops by, but now I saw it clear like fucking day what that thing was. My long hair. Pissed out of 10.
Nothing supernatural, but okay. Late night chilling with friends. Decide to hit up McDonald's. Stay with Tom, the other 2 grab the car. 20 minutes later, the car pulls up, and Elle tells us to hurry up and get in. Me and Tom are confused, but do so. Turns out Elle and Tom have been hooting at some dodgy blokes around the corner. A car pulls up and blocks the road. More cokeheads come around the car. Well, fuck, here we go. Turn around and drive off down the opposite road. They follow us and start ramming, while the other shits throw bottles at our car. The chase continues for 10 minutes down some crazy country lanes at about 70+ miles per hour. Almost crashed and died 3 times. Go down a dirt track, they get stuck behind us, but we come up to a dead end. Have to book it quick, and we then decide to run off into the woods. But Ellie is separated cause it's dark and we all can't see each other. In the woods being hunted by crackheads makes me wish Britain wasn't such a gun-hating shithole.
No city stories yet. In New Orleans for none of your goddamn business. 1 week before Mardi Gras, lots of weirdos showing up. Staying with a friend who grew up in the French Quarter, he knows the area well. Want to go out and walk around, be a tourist. but he gets sick the first night there. You can go without me, but stay out of. He gives me a long-ass list of names I can't even remember. I'm serious. Lots of dangerous people and... Yeah, whatever, you're stoned off your balls on NyQuil, what do you know? Besides, my dad let me borrow his cold gold cup for my travels. Spend the night in and out of bars and house parties of people I don't even know. I just walked in and pretended to know them. It gets late and before I know it, I'm in a part of town I don't know. Looks like the projects, smells like the projects, tastes like the projects, sounds like the projects. Keep calm. Just walk smoothly amidst the hooting and hollering that seems to be coming from everywhere. Suddenly, a very loud, heated argument in Spanish or whatever is happening around the corner. This turns into angry or fearful screaming. I peek around the corner and see one girl having a shouting match with 4 dudes, and it looks like they're going to kick her ass. For some reason, I'm feeling brave and I shout, "Hey, what the fuck is going on here?" White Knight fedora, I know, but I couldn't help myself. She takes this as a chance to run. They take this as a chance for a new victim. They take out hatchets and butcher's knives. I take out the Colt. They don't run, but we do this semicircle dance back and forth. I could have shot them, but I had never even drawn before and I didn't want to get into a shootout in the ghetto of all places. I shoot at the ground instead. They run and I run in the other direction. Climb fences and gates into various apartment complexes. Here's where it gets creepy. Turn into another gated complex. I can hear shouting all over and I'll bet they were looking for me. Gotta stay calm, keep low, and move quietly. I smell something delicious, head towards it without thinking. There's this secluded corner of the building, which was either really run down or abandoned. It has voodoo dolls, paintings, writing in chalk, stick figures like the Blair Witch Project, and a cooked goat on a pike. Great. Now I'm hungry. Slip out through an opening in a gate and speed walk to the nicer area of town. I'm still hearing shouting and searching behind me. Walk back to my rental place. It was the early hours of the morning by the time I walked through the door. My friend is still passed out. Never tell him what happened.
I've got one. Nothing out of the ordinary as far as these stories go, but still scary. Live in really rural Indiana. Work in a ghetto part of the county's largest town as a night cleaner. OC because no license yet, and the company is a pediatric therapy service and tweakers think we keep drugs on site. Always lock the doors while working because of the area. Teens love to kick the back doors and set the alarms off. Hear a loud thump from the back of the building approximately 20 yards away. Investigate. Hear a crash from the front doors. Turns out someone decided to introduce a tire iron to the glass front door. Draw. Peek around the corner. See asshole with a tire iron ransacking the front desk. Yell at him with a 1911 trained center mass. He turns and tries to run in his saggy pants. Trips over a chair and face plants into the wall. He's out cold. Keep the gun trained on him and get my phone. Call the cops. They come and pick him up. Take a statement. Look at my 1911 for a bit and clear me to leave. Call the owner. Report what happened. Response. Why didn't you just shoot him? No longer work for that company, but sometimes my boss could be based.
Walking through Atlantic City ghetto shithole without realizing it. Hadn't seen a single soul besides cars and shit up to this point. We are walking right next to the marina and find an apple tree. Retard friend has like 10 apples. He also has a good arm. Slinging apples at a basketball hoop in a park across the street. We chuckle and walk on. Me and the other friend we are with call him stupid. Suddenly, 4 individuals run from the park towards us. They have shirts tied around their faces like Shema style, only a slit showing their eyes. I see that it's clearly time to go because we are completely unarmed, and there's a lot more than 4 of them across the street where they came from. Apple Chucker waits for them to approach. He's pretty big. The biggest one, who is about the size of Apple Chucker, goes right up to him. He had some cracked-out-looking eyes showing through the slit in his shirt. "Why the fuck y'all throwing shit in my hood?" My friend the Apple Chucker informs him that he did not see them and wouldn't have thrown apples if he had. They tell us to leave. I am noping pretty hard because it's obvious they didn't come over to talk. Sure enough, my friend turns around and they go for the sucker punch. I yell and he avoids it, and next thing I know we are booking it from them. We shared a quick glance and both started laughing because we are pretty fast. However, our other friend did not run when we bolted after the sucker punch. As we are already mid-bolt, I hear something like, "Guys, think about what you," and then a yell. I turn around and see our boy getting fucked up. The other 2 that had actually passed him to chase me and Apple Chucker now make a U-turn to join in beating him. Now all 4 are doing some crazy shit to him, and I turn back to get Apple Chucker so we can go save him. But I don't see him. His fast ass was already around the corner. Think about my options. Not much I can do to 4 of them by myself. We happen to be right at a turnoff point for a highway. Lots of traffic from the air show. I quickly managed to hail down like 4 pickup trucks. Bunch of concerned Italian dudes start to get out and call the cops. Run off, I run over to my friend. He's a bit cut and bruised, but he didn't get stabbed or anything. Help him get his stuff. They didn't even take his shit, which was everywhere. We get the fuck out and go get some drinks at the bar of the hotel, which was not far. The bartender tells us that there are shootings and police raids there all the time and that we should think ourselves lucky.
Driving late at night. Come to a 4-way stop sign at the same time another car does. About to flash him for the go-ahead, but he peels out and swerves, inches from my car. So close I can see the driver and his passenger. Instinctively, I flip him off and drive on. Hear tires screech behind me and he reverses up to me, going at least 30. Hear a few pops and something hits my car. Did this fucker just throw rocks at me? I pull off to the side, he speeds away and I check the damage. 3 bullet holes in my trunk. My friend's dad is a cop and said they looked like 25s. Sometimes carried before that, but since then I carry 24/7.
But when I was younger, I used to sell drugs. Nothing crazy, but it made me feel kind of badass, and everyone wanted to be my friend because I was the guy to go to for weed. Then a roommate's friend came over and asked if I wanted to try a gummy when you rub coke on your gums. I did it. My whole face went numb, and I felt really excited. I asked the guy how much he wanted, and he was on something too and was like, "Nah, man, call it a gift or something." And I'm like, cool, all right. The next week, he shows up on my doorstep with some tall guy and is like, "About that gift?" I changed my mind. I want about $80. What the fuck? All right, dickhead, fine. I give it to him, and then he's like, "You know what? I think you owe me another 20 for making me wait. I think you need to get the fuck off my porch," and I slam the door in his face. He waits outside with his lanklet bodyguard for a few minutes, then leaves. Another week goes by, and that friend of mine asks if I want to go driving around and smoke a little. I get picked up in a truck with him and the coke guy and the lanklet from before, and before I can refuse, they're like, "Dude, just get in the car. We're not going to hurt you, you paranoid bastard." I get in, but I'm not buying it. We don't talk at all while we drive around, and the whole time I'm considering jumping out. But we were in the bad area of town, and I didn't know my way home. We get out of the city and head to the wooded park area, and after driving on a trail, we stop to walk around. We get deep into the woods when I'm offered a blunt. I turn to grab it, but see the bodyguard take something out from the small of his back in my peripheral vision. I turn back, and he's got a revolver in his hands. We stare at each other. I push him as hard as I can and stomp on his balls and run into the trees. I heard my friend and the coke guy arguing, "What the fuck is the gun for? You were gonna kill him?" I keep running around the woods until nighttime. Then I have to walk the 8 miles back to my place. I ended up buying an airshit Beretta, took off the tip, and moved out within a week. When I was loading the truck, I saw the same truck parked down the street staking out my place, so I lifted my shirt and showed off the airshit, and it took off. I've since moved far away, got a nice job, and stopped using drugs and talking to everyone around that whole tri-state area.
Small town but non-spooky place, so no spooky stories. The only really scary things are the out-of-control psycho pit bull of the trash living down the road, who has to fucking sit on it every time she walks past anyone so her war beast doesn't attack. I'll sue the hell out of her if she ever lets it loose. Other than that, last week I was reminded why I should actually carry now that I have my permit. Sunday morning, everything's empty and quiet. Head to the gym. Park my moped after driving past a man with a hoodie checking out offers in a store window. Get off. He's peeking around the corner of the store a few meters from me. Get my stuff. He slowly comes closer. Visibly turn around so he's aware that I've seen him. He stops moving, turns, and starts staring at the store wall pretending to read something. Grab my shit, head to the gym, realize that I might have just almost gotten mugged, and remember to actually carry my gun.
Reading these are starting to bring back memories. Most of them are probably me just working myself up, but who knows. Finally get my hands on the guns Grandpa gave me after my mom divorced my then stepdad. That Remington Model 11. Decide to pick up hunting as there's little else to do in the middle of nowhere. New Hampshire. Buy a cheap ground blind. Set it up a good distance behind the horse paddocks. Hurl a chunk of old meat in front of my battle station and wait for coyotes to show up. Wake up. Huh? Wasn't tired at all when I set up. What the fuck is going on? My mind is racing like crazy. Can't see shit. Think back to that military operations in urban terrain thing I did with the cadets. Lay still to allow my night vision to improve and let the situation develop. The shotgun is right next to me. Grab it. Silently grab anything in my proximity. Stuff it in my pockets and stand up. It's foggy, and I don't know which way the house is. Feel my stomach absolutely drop. Decide panicking or stressing out won't fix anything, and point myself in the opposite direction of the blind and begin walking. Hear coyotes a little ways behind me begin yelping to each other. Get kinda pissed because they were supposed to be dead by now. Slip, stagger, and fall on a slick collapsed section of stone wall. The shotgun rolls down the entire embankment. Jump down on my hands and knees looking for it. After what felt like 30 minutes, I find it. Get up the embankment. By now, the coyotes are having a field day. Sounds like a bunch of demons having an orgy 20 meters behind me. Pick up the pace, wondering if I'm even going the right direction. Hear and feel a crash and thud to my right. Nope, 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 nope. Full-on sprinting with this long-ass shotgun through dense trees. Go to look behind me and promptly get taken out by the horse fence. Laying in the mud face up next to a pile of shit in a daze. remember what's going on, scramble to my feet, make it out of the paddocks and onto my lawn and see my house. A sigh of relief almost turns into a scream as I hit a large, warm, furry, muscular mass and fall on my ass. The thing lands on top of me, the shotgun way out of reach. Start squirming while the thing is snorting. Push myself out from under it with emergency, oh shit, power. Dive for the gun and spin around to blast the fucker to kingdom come. Wait, it's Lily, my overweight, kind of miniature horse. I let out my horse and almost shot it. I finally get inside and throw my shit down. I realize I'd been out there for over 12 hours.
Wait, what happened to the horse? I'm so confused.
In my adrenaline-fueled sprint, I managed to run into my horse, which broke out of its stall, slid under it, and got pinned from my hips down to my legs. I slid free, grabbed my gun, and almost shot it. At the time, it didn't click that it was my horse until I heard the snorting and saw it get back up. She was fine afterwards, just spooked.
I got one. Forgive me, it's Christmas Eve, and I've had a few. Be in New Zealand, South Island, way up the middle of nowhere. Day hunting the hills, and after a few beers, I call it a night. Into my tent, icy night. No wind. Get up to have a piss about 2 or 3 a.m. So cold my piss is crackling into ice on the ground. It's hell back to tent and warm time, ASAP. Zip up and turn to walk back to the tent. Around the other side of the hill behind me, I hear music. Now I know for a fact I'm alone up here. The hunt is by permission only, and the landowner is away in the city with the wife for the week. Music. Get the sudden desire to go have a look. It's cold. But no, I want to look. Get this really intense desire to go now and see what the music is all about. Join in. See the people. Vision is all blurry now and I'm standing facing away from the tent. What the fuck? I'm a good 10 meters from where I pissed. Away from the tent now. Huge effort of willpower. Walk back to the tent and get in. Heart pounding and aching, eyes streaming. Still hear the music. Eventually I fall asleep. Next day head home and tell my father about it. He has hunted around that area all his life. He's the kind of guy who only believes in 2 things: his hammer and his truck. Dad looks at me and says, "Boy, don't ever walk towards that music." Goes and gets a scotch and won't speak of it again.
B16, be playing bad company in the living room. Suddenly loud noises from the woods. Step out on the porch. Sounds like 2 animals partaking in a nasty scuffle just over the rock wall. Big animals based on the deep thuds. Decide to investigate and grab my Model 94. Suddenly my sister appears. "You hear that, Anon?" "Yeah, I was gonna go check it out." She sees the gun. "You're not going out there." Yell, "Why not? You're not my real mom," in a sarcastic tone. After a short argument, I decide not to go out. Feel slightly angry when the noises start to die down and head deeper into the woods. Next morning, go over to where I thought I heard the noises. Gallons of blood, like somebody dropped one of those above-ground pools on the treetops. A trail goes into the woods. Follow it a bit. No carcasses, which weirds me out. The woods behind my house always freak me out a bit past a certain boundary. Not sure why. Decide I've seen enough sci-fi movies and that I'd let this one stay a mystery. No regrets.
I hope that you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. If you enjoyed tonight's story, then please subscribe to the channel as more Greentext will appear daily. A new broadcast will appear when the clock strikes midnight Central Time.